Ever wondered why your car never gives the mileage the company claims? You're not alone. Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into a question that's plagued drivers since, well, probably the invention of the second car. Why is the mileage I'm getting so different from what the sticker promised? We've all been there, right? You're cruising down the highway, feeling good, thinking you're rocking that sweet, sweet fuel economy, and then, bam! You glance at your dashboard and reality hits you like a ton of bricks. Don't worry, you're not being lied to entirely. But there's definitely more to the story. So buckle up, because today we're uncovering the truth about why your car's mileage is probably lower than advertised, and more importantly, what you can do about it. Alright, so let's address the elephant in the room. Those advertised mileage numbers. Now, I'm not saying car companies are being intentionally deceptive, but let's just say the testing conditions they use are a little optimistic. Imagine this: a pristine, closed track, perfectly smooth asphalt, zero wind resistance, and a professional driver who makes Gandhi look like a Formula One racer. That's pretty much the environment where these mileage tests go down. The cars are often stripped down to their bare bones. No extra weight, no unnecessary equipment, just pure, unadulterated aerodynamic efficiency. And don't even get me started on the tires. They're usually inflated to the max, reducing rolling resistance to levels that would make a bowling ball jealous. Now, compare that idyllic scenario to your average commute. You're battling traffic, dodging potholes, blasting the AC, and maybe even hauling around a trunk full of groceries or sporting equipment. See the disconnect? Your daily drive is basically the automotive equivalent of an obstacle course, while those mileage tests are like a leisurely stroll through the park. It's no wonder the numbers don't quite add up. And here's another thing: these tests are often conducted in controlled laboratory settings, where factors like temperature, humidity, and even air density can be precisely regulated. In the real world, you're at the mercy of Mother Nature, who, let's face it, doesn't always have your fuel efficiency in mind. So, the next time you're stuck in rush hour traffic, cursing the fuel gods as your gas gauge slowly dips towards empty, just remember, your car is simply not designed to achieve peak mileage in those conditions. Okay, so we've established that those advertised mileage numbers are essentially best-case scenarios. But what are the real culprits behind your fuel economy woes? Well, buckle up, because we're about to dive into the nitty-gritty of what's really guzzling your gas. First up, we have the dreaded traffic stop. You know, the drill brake, accelerate, repeat ad nauseum. Every time you hit the brakes, you're essentially converting all that hard-earned kinetic energy into heat, which just dissipates into the atmosphere. And then, you have to use even more fuel to accelerate back up to speed. It's a vicious cycle of fuel-burning frustration. Next on the hit list is our good friend, the air conditioner. Now, I'm not suggesting you sweat it out on a scorching summer day, but just be aware that cranking the AC puts a significant strain on your engine, which translates to more fuel consumption. Think of it like this: your engine is already working hard to propel your car forward, and now you're asking it to power a mini refrigerator at the same time. It's no wonder your fuel economy takes a nosedive. And then there's your driving style. If you're the type who floors it at every green light and slams on the brakes at the last second, well, let's just say you're not exactly winning any fuel efficiency awards. Aggressive acceleration and braking are major fuel wasters, so try to adopt a smoother, more gradual driving style. Your wallet and the environment will thank you. Fuel quality is another often overlooked factor. Low-quality fuel can lead to incomplete combustion, which means you're not getting the most bang for your buck, or should I say, gallon. It's like trying to run a marathon on a diet of potato chips. You might get some initial energy, but you're not going to perform at your best. And finally, we have the humble tire pressure. Underinflated tires create more rolling resistance, which means your engine has to work harder to maintain the same speed. It's like trying to push a shopping cart with wobbly wheels. It takes way more effort than it should. So, make sure your tires are properly inflated. It's a simple but effective way to boost your fuel economy. Alright, so we've covered the bad news, the harsh realities of why your car's mileage probably resembles a sad trombone sound effect more than a soaring symphony. But don't despair, there's hope yet. Let's shift gears and talk about how to squeeze every last mile out of that tank of gas. First and foremost, master the art of Zen-like driving. Imagine yourself gliding through traffic, a serene oasis of calm amidst the chaos. Avoid jackrabbit starts and sudden stops like the plague. Instead, Accelerate gradually and anticipate stops so you can coast to a smooth halt. Your passengers might think you've taken up meditation, bonus points, and your fuel gauge will definitely thank you. Next up, channel your inner pit crew and give your car some TLC. Make sure those tires are inflated to the proper pressure. You'll find the recommended PSI in your owner's manual or on a sticker inside the driver's side door jamb. And while you're at it, give your car a little spa day. A clean car is a happy car, and a happy car is more likely to be fuel efficient. Okay, maybe that last part is a stretch, but you get the idea. Now, let's talk about everyone's favorite summertime companion, the air conditioner. I know, it's hot out there, but try to use the AC sparingly. If it's not unbearably sweltering, roll down the windows for a bit and let the fresh air in. Your engine and your wallet will appreciate the break. And speaking of breaks, remember what we talked about earlier. Those frequent stops are fuel economy killers. Plan your routes strategically to avoid traffic whenever possible. And while we're on the subject of planning, let's talk about cargo. Do you really need to haul around that set of golf clubs every day, even though you haven't hit the links in months? Every extra pound you carry adds to your car's workload, which means more fuel consumption. So, lighten the load and only carry what you absolutely need. Last but not least, let's talk about fuel. Remember that whole, you are what you eat thing? Well, the same principle applies to your car. Feeding it a steady diet of low-quality fuel is like subjecting it to a fast food binge. It might fill the tank, but it's not doing it any favors in the long run. Opt for high-quality fuel whenever possible. Your car will perform better, and you might even see a noticeable improvement in your fuel economy. So there you have it. The truth about why your car's mileage might not be living up to those lofty advertised figures. But hey, knowledge is power, right? Now that you're armed with this information, you can start implementing some of these tips and tricks to improve your fuel economy and get the most out of every drop. Now, I want to hear from you guys. What's the worst